Hi, we're here with my sister, Pamela McAdams, who is a missionary. She's been doing mission work now for how long?
Almost 2 years in Scotland and previously 3 years in France.
She's been doing mission work for, 5 years now? 5 years now in France and in Scotland. She's done short-term mission trips to places like
Mauritius Island, which is south of Madagascar, and Vicenza, Italy.
She's done some fantastic work, and I want you guys to know about all that she's doing to spread the gospel. Pam, let me ask you this. Right now you're working where exactly?
Right now the team that I'm working with and I are located in a town called Falkirk. It's right in the middle of the central belt of Scotland, which is where the majority of the population is, right in between the cities of Edinburgh and Glasgow.
Okay, and so your team is who? Who are you working with?
There's 8 of us total. There's 3 couples. The Chapel family from Sweetwater, Texas. The Vicks, he's a native Scot, and his wife Chrissy from the Northeast. And the Aarons from Tulsa and Texas. And then Jenny Johnson, who's another single girl, and myself, she's from the Lake Dallas area.
Okay, fantastic. What is the predominant religious background, belief system in Scotland right now?
Well, ironically, there are 74% of the people claim to be religious. The majority of that would be Church of Scotland, which is Presbyterian. And there's actually only 38% of the people who claim to believe in God, so there's a lot of apathy, a lot of traditional religion. Their parents were religious, or their grandparents, but they don't actually believe in God themselves.
So over 70% of people in Scotland claim to be religious, but only 30-something% actually believe in God.
Exactly.
And that's the kind of environment that you're preaching the gospel in.
Exactly.
What are some of the ways that you and your team have used to teach the gospel to the people in Scotland?
One of the ways that we found to be extremely successful, if you can use that terminology, has been a thing called meetups.com. It's a website online. You can go and post any sort of club you want. They have things like French clubs and hill walking clubs. We decided to post a Bible study club. Try to find people who are interested in the Bible right off. And so we found that that's been extremely useful in contacting people that are interested in spiritual things.
Fantastic. So would you say that would be one of the greatest successes that you had? What are some of the other things that you found successful?
One of the other things that the churches in Scotland in general are finding successful are the youth clubs. Bringing kids in who don't initially come from Christian environments, teaching them about God, teaching them who Christians really are in a Christian atmosphere on a weekly basis, plugging them into things like youth camps during the summer, church camp, and helping them to see who Jesus is on a weekly basis through our lives. That's something that the churches throughout Scotland have found successful in the long run.
How many New Testament Christians are there in the entire country of Scotland?
To our knowledge, somewhere between 600 and 700.
600 and 700 New Testament Christians in the entire country of Scotland. Well, I am so excited that you guys are working there. What are some of the most difficult aspects of the work in Scotland?
A lot of that would be the culture, which is true in just about any place. The things that hold people back from Christ and the things that catch them up are the sins in their lives. And a lot of those are national sins. You look at the alcoholism that's going on in Scotland and the way that's such a struggle for a lot of the people there. That's one of the things.
I have to ask this because this is something that I know gets asked of you. If you weren't my sister, I'd probably ask the same thing, but I know the work that you're doing. I'm sure that a lot of congregations of the Lord's Church wonder, what good could a single young woman do on the mission field? Why should we support a single lady who's not married going over to a mission field to teach the gospel? What good does a single woman do on the mission field?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a really good question. Single is a really interesting part of the mix. Being single allows the freedom of time. I don't have a family. I'm not married, so I have bukus of time readily available to me. And I can stay out late with the young adults. I can get up early and be wherever I need to be. Being a woman gets an interesting twist. I'm not in the public teaching roles, but I'm in those one-on-one settings. And in settings where men can't go. 50% of the world's population is women. And so I can sit down across the table from a woman and speak to her in a way that men can't.
Excellent. If anybody out there watching this video wants to find out more about the work that you and your team are doing in the Central Belt of Scotland, tell them where to go.
You can visit our website at www.centralscotlandmissions.com.
Fantastic. I hope that you guys will take a look at the work that they're doing in Scotland. I know that they're doing some fantastic work. They're spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, and it is exciting to see the gospel going to places, especially like this, where there are so few New Testament Christians and where people are apathetic about Christianity and religion in general, and seeing the great successes that preaching the truth of New Testament Christianity can do in people's lives. I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank Pam for being here. I love you. God loves you. Have a wonderful day.